All right, we can go ahead and get started. Welcome. There's no one in here right now, but welcome. I am Baba G's. This is the Bababorn Last Light Podcast, Battleborn dedicated podcast for the rest of the summer. Uh it'll be really fun to be able to look back on this. Yeah. Thank you for chilling. We are here. Not gonna go over character guides. It's gonna be way more of a open, talkative podcast, like most people would be used to. Okay. I got notes. Um, well, hmm. See, I have a whole lot of stuff I could talk about right here, but I don't know like where I should start. Well, I mean, one of the first things that I really wanted to talk about was how things have really slowed down for Battleborn in the past like couple of weeks. Like about a month or two ago, it was way more like it was a spike in player population. Like even Xbox public matches were following for like the first time in a long time, which was cool. A lot of people were playing on PS. Streams are really regular on PC also, but things have really slowed down. It sucks because I haven't like played an actual PvP match in like since this match right here, on June 28th. That was when I did my Battleborn What Went Down stream. That was a long. It was about three, roughly 3 weeks. Yeah, roughly 3 weeks ago. Coming this Sunday, it'll be 3 weeks. Which I mean, it sucks. We'll hopefully things pick up. I Pubs are like it's a place where you can. I mean, I get it. People don't want to play against stacked teams or whatever, but it's like if you're a decent player, just get I mean, it seems so simple, right? Just get other decent players on your team and start playing, right? But I don't know. I feel like people don't even want to try anymore. Not in pubs, at least, they don't want to try to get something started. They just want to hop on, get on tens, and start playing. Which I mean, I guess it's fine. I just don't. I don't vibe with PS4 tens at all. It's not my thing. I did get an Xbox, and I will definitely be streaming on there in the near, like this week even. If things are, well, I mean, it probably will be slow on be slow this week on Friday. I'll probably stream grinding on there, and if they're doing tens, I can stream that too. I'm way hyped to play Xbox 10. It's gonna be really fun. Uh, it'll be really interesting. Well, I'm just gonna go down this list, I guess. So one of the first things I wanted to go over was like implement how do I say implementation of like say this game had like a decently populated player base, uh, and they had like a ranked system. So the way it works in Paladins is, and in a lot of games they have like ranked systems where it's a separate queue in terms of like in Paladins it's you just have a regular queue. You can queue for like different game modes: Siege, Team Deathmatch, Onslaught. Battleborn used to have that, but and then they have a ranked mode. So I think Battleborn used to have one. I wasn't in the game. I wasn't part of the game when that was a thing. But a ranked mode. The way it works in Paladins is it's basically band pick in this game. The way band pick works is you I mean you can basically do band pick without communication, which is nice. Which is why I feel like people should try doing that. Basically, you got your 10 people and got all your characters out. You essentially who's ever first on each team I don't know how it works for like who bans first, but one of the teams bans first, get 2 bans, and then after that, you the first person will get 1 pick of all the characters that don't get banned, and the second team, then the opposite team will get 2 characters to pick, and it's the main difference between ban pick in this game and in Paladins is that at the end you can actually trade with other people, but in Battleborn you can't, which is why. I mean, it's a simple change that if they added it would have been cool, but there are way more important things that could have been addressed in the game. I mean, if we did have a rank system, the way it would work is obviously there'd be no legendaries, there'd be bans, like I said, and probably no more than 3 stacks. I mean, we're considering that the game has a decent population, can't have like the very top level people, top ranked players in the game just stacking together and demolishing everyone. You know, we can't have that. So probably no more than 3, depending on your rank. Because I mean, if it's the way it works in Paladins, if it's like lower rank, then I believe you can 5. I don't really know, but if it's, I'm pretty sure once you're a diamond or above, you only get 2 people in a stack, which is fine. But it's a really nice idea. You know, I like there's so much I could show off right now. Let me go into a match. Mm, I don't know. I won't do it yet, but basically the next thing I wanted to say was that like each map, there's not really a way for me to show the maps other than like going into the queue itself, which I guess I could do. So then, yeah, like right here, each of these maps, it would have been cool if like each of the maps had their own like variation of mode. Like Monuments is obviously an incursion map, but then there would be a face-off or like a meltdown with monuments based, like with a monuments based aesthetic. You know, that'd be pretty cool. Same with Paradise. Paradise and Overgrowth are probably the best looking maps. I mean, I don't think I could say Overgrowth is a good looking map, but just it's the best map because it's just so nice. Echelon probably like looks cooler, but Paradise is like a way beautiful map. Like, can you imagine if it was like an incursion map? And I can't just load in. All right, let's see. Same with Supercharge. Supercharge is a game mode that is really weird because it's kind of like Meltdown, but has kind of a twitch, like a incursion style twist. Oh, I put no bots. I mean, I can do pendles. Yeah. I mean, the bots in this game aren't good, but they will destroy you. Cause like if they can they'll hit all their crits. They won't miss their shots at all. Okay. So yeah, Supercharge. I'd probably rework Supercharge so that it's basically a meltdown. Take out the 3v3, make the maps bigger, because you can really tell that the Supercharge maps are meant for 3v3. They're really small. But if they just made them a little bit bigger, I mean, not even just that. I can go to the Supercharge map. and I just show like if they just made the lane straight like the way they are in Meltdown, and then it'd probably be fine. Like you know how many people that still play this game probably haven't even gotten into a supercharged game before?
Meltdown. Earn points by guiding your minions to designated incinerators and destroy enemy minions before
I've only
they
played
reach
it like
their own.
3 times.
The bigger the minion, the more points you'll earn by sacrificing it. The first team to reach the score limit will trigger the finale and gain an
Also, I was looking at
advantage
watching
based
a
on the
video.
size of their lead.
The other guys will be killed.
I was watching a Mental Mars video about Battleborn, and apparently, when you take
Haul ass and roast noobs in 3, 2, 1.
which one is it? Yeah, the level 2.
Go.
The little smoke bomb icon at the bottom right. It's actually, it looks like it's dynamite, but it's actually like a turtle shell. So if you have level 2, you can like see each color. So let's. Am I lagging? Oh, I'm not. You can just get to level 2. Oh my god, I'm actually playing the game? It's crazy. Actually playing the game, it's crazy. And I'm gonna get destroyed. Alright. Okay. Probably just gonna get the level 2, show off the thing, and then I'll go to the supercharged map. Okay. I definitely feel like I'm lagging. Another kind of interesting thing is that when you're in private matches, there's not really a whole lot you can change. Like the one really good thing about this game is that
You look like you could afford me. No?
the scoreboard is like really good for endgame because it shows you like literally everything you'd want. But like the one that you pull up right here, it doesn't show. It should show healing received numbers, and like either or healing given is probably more important. But yeah. I don't remember what it was that he said. But like the little smoke bomb right there. It's supposed to I don't remember what it was, but it changes color depending on something. I forgot what it was. Yeah. Alright, let's back up. Okay. Versus privates. Yeah, Supercharge is super unexplored. Probably only played on Horizon like once ever. Oh man. I kept a boss in Supercharge. Oh, that sucks. Alright, well anyway, if they just made the lane, cause the lanes for the minions in Supercharged are like kind of curvy. But if they made them like incursion where they're like straight, it would make it way easier for it to be like a 5v5 mode, because the maps in Supercharged are really cool. Okay. Mayhem modes. It'd be cool if there was like a mode that made everything like way fast paced. like a lot of other FPS games, like Overwatch, Paladins, are like they're way more fast paced. Where like the time to kill is really low. Time to kill is really low. You die really fast. But in this game, time to kill is way longer. You have to you have to play more patiently. So if there was a mode where like pretty much everyone did more damage, so that this damage scale similarly to those games, and I thought about it, and I really thought that melee characters would be really trash because range characters would just be able to destroy them, you know. But if to make that balance, I'd say you try to give melee characters like double the health, you know. Yeah, run double the health. Okay. I went over it a while ago, but I went over like the best like Helix for each character, like the best single one. I could do that now. So, alright. The best single Helix for Alani. And I mean, I'm only like really well versed in like half the characters in this game. I used to play Alani a lot, but I don't really play support that much anymore. Her best choice is probably I mean, her best skill hands down is her geyser, but I was thinking maybe the eruption time on the left right here, because it's like her geyser is so powerful you can just bubble people almost instantly. Probably Splash Zone. Splash Zone doesn't really like late game. Splash Zone is nice, but you don't notice it as much because people die away faster. There's wound everywhere, you know. But it's still like a really good utility all around because it has the potential CC with the knock up and then the heal, you know. So probably that one. Um, so Amber has probably like some of the worst choices in the whole game. Like so many of her helixes, like I feel like they don't even do anything. Probably because Ambra's not really in a good spot in like I guess you could say the meta. She's way better on Meltdown, and she's another character I don't really play that much. It's probably um it's probably her healing because it makes her kind of like a diet Miko, but like with way more damage. Yama's not really that good right now. Atticus, I have a whole episode dedicated to him. I have a good amount of videos on him on my YouTube. His best, his best is definitely tenacity right here on the right. Gives him a lot of damage. It he's it slows down. He slows down his gameplay so much before you get tenacity. It helps him get thralls so much easier. Be way more of a bully. Gets just rack up a lot of damage. Close second, I'd say, is the regeneration on the left here. Yeah. Okay. Oh man, Beatrix definitely one of the #1 characters. I don't know. I'd probably say. I mean, for her team, it'd probably be the damage resistance, damage reduction right there on the right. Really important on her. For just Beatrix in general, probably Plague Rat I've heard is like really important. Gives her a lot of A lot of her damage. Okay. I used to play Benedict a lot too. Like the three characters I used to play a whole bunch: Pendles, Benedict, and Alani. But I almost never touch them now. I used to never play any LLC characters, but now like my top three favorites are LLC, which is funny. Benedict, probably. Oh man, Murder Rockets. Ooh, well, yeah, probably Murder Rockets gives him like literally like 200 extra damage, which is really nice. Gives him way more Hawkeye, the ability to Hawkeye way more targets. Boulder, went over this in that Boulder episode. His best choice is it's between Angry Agility and Def Defender. You need to take Def Defender on Boulder. It literally breaks the character if you don't take him. Take the shield because he needs that mobility. Like when you think about it, base level 1 Boulder, he has a pretty decent movement speed penalty when he has his shield up, and he needs his shield up most of the time. So like Def Defender it's what makes Boulder Boulder, able to just maneuver everywhere on the map and not take any damage. He needs that. I'd say that's his best pick. Angry Agility just complements it even more. Lets him chase, escape really easily. Holy snap, there's 10 people in here, that's crazy. Welcome. Caldarius. He's like also a character I used to play a lot, but I don't play too much anymore. Caldi definitely gonna be Flash Barrage. I mean, it's a problem, and I'd say in a lot of games is that choices can be limited a lot. Uh, so I can't really like speak badly about this game because of that. Because like level 4 extra flashbang range, that doesn't sound value at all. I don't think I've ever taken the child grenades. I don't really know how it works, but it's a situation like that. It's like, why wouldn't you take that choice? I feel like there's way too many situations like that in the game, and there's only a few characters that don't really have that problem where it's like, why wouldn't you take that? Because like I'm on Montana, I'll get to Montana. He has a lot of choices where it's like, no, you could take this, you could take this, you could take this. That's like at almost every level for him. Okay, so whenever for Caldi, Flash Barrage, Deandy. Don't really know too much about her, but it's probably most likely the burst dash damage on the left. Calculated risk gives her a lot of damage. She can, Deandy doesn't have a lot of. I don't think she's really good in really competitive tens or like just in general competitive setting. But the one thing other than her ult that can be threatening to like squishy characters is definitely the burst dash, because I mean, around level 6, level 5, she can do like a lot of damage with it. Like probably around like 800, I think, around 800, something like that. And if you can get your ult off right after that, that's gonna be a kill on pretty much everyone. Okay, El Dragon, the champion. Let him know. This guy. It's between. Wow, level 3, 4, and 5 are definitely his best, but I don't think I can. I don't think heavyweight is as value as his clap or the knockup. So, I mean, there are times where, like, even if you don't have max stacks on Eldragon, you can still, like, even if you get, like, he's a character that if you need to go in at the right time, like, if you can, like, surprise an enemy the damage resistance doesn't even matter as much as you'd think. So, I mean, for just getting minions and levels, his clap is way value. But in terms of just being a really good Punisher, it's probably the knockup. The knockup is just so nice on him. Lets him like once you level 1 through like 3, he's like he doesn't really bring that much to the table. He's like one of the best definitions of a late game character. Ernest. Also, apparently, his explosions are like feathers. I can show it off in training. But Ernest, I really do not play him. It might be his knockback on his egg, on the not the egg, the explosive charge, because I've seen so many players like Rambo. He's really good on him. They just like maneuver all around the map with it. Like Ernest is not a character that is meant to be play like a skirmisher, jumping around everywhere. But with the concussive charge, you can do that. You can like blast behind the enemy and like drop his ult and set a trap, which is really funny and cool. So that honestly might be his best choice. He just has some good choices in his kit. Galley, like only like the past like year or year and a half where I realized that Gashing Bash is so good. That's I mean I don't know. It's probably between Gashing Bash and her wound on. No, it's probably Mark of the Feeble. It's crazy how much I don't actually say any of these names on the helixes. But it's probably this one, Mark of the Feeble, the wound. One of the like Galley is a character that has like so much going for her. She has wound, she has slow, she has stun, she has all this stuff. She's really tanky, you know. So yeah, definitely that one. But level like 1 through 3, Galley has so many really good choices. Like you actually do have to think at level 1. Most of the time, people take the wound on Desecrate, but you know, Herald's Return is really good. Also, we need more options like that, where like you really have to think. Because Herald's Return, if you hit a target with it, you get a 5-second cooldown, and then the shield comes back to you. Like you always want Galley as shield. It's not like Boulder Axe Toss, where like sometimes you actually want the axe away so you can have movement speed, but you always want Galley's shield. You know, so you actually have to think. One of the best options in the game right here, level 1 on Galley. Gulp. Ooh. I really want to play Gulp more. I bet I can play a really good. I can play a really good Gulp. He's a really team reliant character, and I mean unless you have like a whole team dedicated to Gulp. I mean, a whole team dedicated like in your party. I don't really see him value, but it's probably efficient extraction. Like it's ridiculous how far you can get pulls with Gulp. With that, definitely that one. Isaac. Well, Isaac's another character that has some really good choices. Well, I mean, I don't know. He has choices that are like, why would you not pick any? Why would you not pick this one? You know, like how at like level 1, like it really changes how you play him. I mean, the shield penetration on the dash is like whatever. It's like okay, it's very underwhelming. You take the drop in the place awards, it's like that really changes Isaac's playstyle. It's yeah, level 1 is like the main problem I'm kind of describing here. Is that it's like why would you not pick watchful wards? You know, unless you're going for Plasma Dash, a Plasma Dash build. But like, why would you want that? He's not like his character's playstyle is not around Plasma Dash. It's his Plasma Dash is an escape. You know. That was kind of a tangent there, but it's either the stun or his wound. I don't know. because it's like you can if you can play a decent Isaac, like a really good a decent Isaac game, and not even have to stun anybody, you know. Which is, but you do need this wound because like once Isaac starts shooting at you, like you can just take cover. He's not a character that can just go around chasing people like Thorn sometimes or Benedict. He's a character that needs to who needs his team to create space so he can get in and land his shots. You know, the wound just lets him actually finish kills. I'm pretty sure Isaac and Beatrix are the only ones that have a wound in like their default attack. I know Caldi has his wound on his blade swipe, but I mean I guess that counts, but not really. At range, I'm pretty sure without skills, those are the only two wounds. No, wait, no. Deandy has the wound on her primary attack, but yeah, I guess that counts. Okay, so where was Isaac? Finished Isaac. So Kelvin's a character that I've recently gotten into a lot. He can be really fun to play. His best is probably like Blue Ice is really good, really good. I should try running like a maximum shield build with like extra shields. I'll probably create one after stream. Uh, I'd say it's probably between. And Quick Bite's really good also, but it's probably between Swelling Wind and Wind Chill. It's probably Wind Chill, honestly, because Wind Chill it turns Kelvin. It's like a situation where it's like, why am I even here? Like you could dump all your skills and damage in Kelvin, but if you can get his sublimate off and he has a Wind Chill, he can literally stun like the whole team and escape at the same time. You know, like Kelvin's a character that you need to absolutely. This is advanced for a reason. You need to know what you're doing. You can't. I see a lot of people play Kelvin and like they see CC go out. It sounds funny, and like they immediately sublimate, and then they get like if they have Alani on their team, they get bubbled and they get immediately punished. So you don't want to do that. You know, like Kelvin, his sublimate is like it's the most valuable skill in his kit, even more so than Ice Wall. Like if possible, you want to if you have your ult Ice Wall, you want to lead off with the Ice Wall because like his Ice Wall is like one of the only skills in the game that's like an instant stun. You know, like let's see, Boulder he needs to actually like get to you with his dash. You know, Deandy has her wind up for like 2 seconds. All these guys, El Dragon needs to pop ult, then Dragon Splash. Galley needs to throw. You know, pretty much all the stuns in the game have like kind of wind up, but Kelvin's stun is on Ice Wall is instant. So like yes, if you have a good angle, use the Ice Wall, and then sublimate is literally just the icing on the cake, and you can make way more plays that way. Especially with Wind Chill. Apparently, I don't know if it's changed or not, but people don't allow it on PC, which is like, oh, okay, you know. Kid Ultra. Oh man, this guy. Really wish they buff this guy at the end of this game's at the end of all the patches and stuff. I gotta really play support, but if there's one character I would play, it'd be KU. I mean, it's another one of the choices where it's like, why would you not take Vigilance Protocol? But I mean, I kind of want to say Pain Compliance because when he was really powerful, he could just do so much damage with that. So in terms of making the character work, probably Vigilance Protocol because he really needs that. He has really good sustain if you can just get around cover. I definitely easily say his sustain's way better than Umbra if you can get around cover. Because I mean, Umbra can't really rescue, but KU has easily I say it's the best support ult in the game. He hasn't interrupted with it, so you can make a lot of team plays and dies with it. Yeah, for sure with Vigilance Protocol. Khalees. Wow, Yeah, please. Oof. Yeah, definitely between Rift Network and Bouncy Balls. Because like it's a situation where like you kind of need both of these skills, both of these choices for the other to work. You know, like you need Rift Network to be there for you to throw your bouncy balls out and then recharge your shield right away. You know, but I'd probably say bouncy balls because bouncy balls is like it's kind of the one thing about Gleese that makes him so powerful. Like you really need to hold on because level 7 is pretty decently late into a game. That's like almost just like 18 minutes into a game. You know, really need to hold off. But one of the highest burst, it is the highest burst in the game, which is funny. Okay, Marquis. Okay. Ooh. Honestly, I'd probably say it's between efficiency expert and bullet banker. Extra two in your mag, extra 2 bullets. Because extra two, that's almost always the difference between securing a kill and not. Because 6 bullets, you will burn through those bullets so fast. You really need that extra two. Because I mean, if you're just getting into Marquis, you can take the recoil, but like once you get used to him, you get used to the recoil and the extra 2 bullets help so much. And efficiency expert, like I definitely say the bullet's probably his most value, but right behind it, efficiency expert helps so much in clearing wave, and you can like snipe. Like Toby and Marquis are two very capable characters who can just like snipe people right out of lane. Happens a lot if you can really land your shots. Really, he's one of my favorites. Oh man, Melka's she honestly might be my least favorite character. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I mean, personality wise, I like basically all the characters here, but Milka is like I don't know. I don't really like her. I don't really know about her kit either. I mean, it'd probably be either Air Stall or Eldritch Rhythm, because I know she can get a decent amount of health. That's a really decent amount. Should be 300, right? That's a really good amount of health. That's basically a shield right there. Because I mean, the Air Stall, like it's funny to think about because Milka's already a really small character, hard to hit, and her skills make her even more harder to hit. But then she also gets the Air Stall, which makes her, yeah, even harder to hit. Wow, I'm only like halfway. That's crazy. Okay. Miko. Yeah, there's only one. There's only one choice here. It's heal thyself. You heal thyself. You if I was like telling a brand new player who wanted to get into PvP for this game, I'd tell them one thing. I'd tell them take heal thyself because it's like I don't know. Heal thyself is like probably the best sustain in the entire game. It makes Miko capable of like diving with like the hyper dive characters like Eldragon, Phoebe, Atticus, all these characters, and as long as Miko doesn't get bursted in the wrong way, and Miko can still get bursted and just shrug it all off with heal thyself. It's crazy what Miko can do. Miko's definitely way too powerful, but I digress. Montana. Yep, he's one of the only characters that has choices that you actually really need to think because like you could take this, you could take the dash distance, you could take Weatherman, level 2, you could take the knockup. I mean, if you're having fun, you could take the knockback. I always take knockback when on the right maps, like temples knock people off. Usually people take Lumberjack Blast, but he has a lot of choices that you can really get creative with. I'm pretty sure he's like the only character in the game that gets like extra healing received in his helixes. But for Montana, I mean, you think about lumberjack blast is that sometimes it does ridiculous amounts of work. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, look at this. Got Montana emote. Um, lumberjack blast. Like sometimes it does everything you want it to do, and sometimes it does absolutely nothing. So, I'd say it's between feeling the burn and lumberjack blast. I'd probably say feeling the burn. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably say feeling the burn because feeling the burn just like he's like one of the characters like he's a character that can do like all the jobs in the game besides like healing. You know, he can do damage, he can slow, knock up, stun, take a lot of damage, do a lot of damage, you know, all that stuff. And feeling the burn really like his damage is basically capped once he overheats, you know? But like taking feel the burn kind of just removes that cap and lets you do more damage. So yeah, there we go. Rendy. Oh man. I used to play Rendy a lot too. Yeah, it's nihilism. It's banned on PC. It's it's definitely a really controversial. It's probably the most controversial nihilism and Title Five probably the most controversial helixes in the game. Like turns her like I don't know what to say. It gives her like a burst, and she's a character that's based around cooldown. She can get a burst virtually every like. I mean, you have nullify. You get a like a late game. You get like a 800 damage burst every like 8 seconds. You know, it's and you can get even more cooldowns with the pillar right there on the right. Prognostic combo, and then the cooldown at 10. Sometimes people take that, but you know, she's like she has so much burst, but it's like the thing is, she has like no range, and like if she faces pressure at all, then she really can't do anything. You know, like the other damage characters. I mean, characters like her that if they face pressure, they kind of like just die really easily. Like I'd say like Marquis, Toby are kind of in that spot. But I mean, if Toby has a stun, his team can help peel for him if he has a stun. But like with a Rendy, if she gets like silenced by like Atticus, or if like Phoebe gets behind her and slows and silences her, she can die so easily. Which I really feel like people don't understand that enough. That like if you silence a Rendy, she's basically almost. I mean, she's not stunned, but she's completely vulnerable if she's silenced for 3 seconds because she's like her primary attack doesn't do that much damage, and all her damage comes from her skills. So if she's silenced, she's kind of just sitting there, easy picking. Oof, Oscar Mike, this guy. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, high velocity ammo gives him so much damage. I definitely say that's his best. I mean, it's between space lasers and high velocity, but like space lasers, it's super late game, and in like you're gonna get way more practical use out of getting high velocity ammo, but games literally end with space lasers. So in general use, definitely this one, but for just overall being one of the best skills in the game, space lasers easy. Pendle. Oh yeah, definitely Cobra Strike. Gives Pendles probably has the best escapes in the game. Like if you think about it, pretty much all of his skills gives him give him an escape. Like even his passive, his corner C gives him an escape. Smoke bomb, obviously right away, puts you in cloak. Injection, if you have Cobra Strike, you can dash around, get away. Like if you dash into the air like really far away, you just instant cloak, which is really fun. And I mean, you don't really want to use Miasma his ult in a defensive way, but you could use it, pop the ult, get the cooldown on injection, and start escaping. I guess definitely say Cobra Strike. He doesn't have too many power spikes. I mean, Flurry Blows is really nice, but he doesn't have too many like power spikes in this kit late game. Phoebe. I'd say Phase Distortion is her best. I wish that her silence was in her base kit for Blade Rush. Because Blade Rush is like, even with the silence, Blade Rush is a really bad skill. I don't really understand its purpose. Until you get like level 9, you can do around like 300 damage, I believe, with the Blade Rush. Like if you right up on someone, I usually take the middle. I don't really know if the shield damage on the left or the mid is better, but I usually just take the mid. But the Phase Distortion is just way. Wait, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying that if the silence was in her base kit, then it could be like a 2-second silence, which is fine, because then it would give her like another option at 1. Because I mean, a lot of people take the move speed on PC, because I mean PC is like way fast paced, so it's like you can get away with just taking it, because it's silence honestly probably isn't as value. Silence is more value on console, because you can be way more precise, because things are way more. You can plan things way easier on a console. Things are slower. So silence is usually the way to go. But sometimes I just wish I could take the move speed, because I just feel like so crippled by not taking the silence. But easily Phase Distortion. She needs that 6-second slow, really useful. Clearing wave. It's Phase Gate is like her most important skill, and the slow at 2 is like what makes it so good. Level for Wrath. Probably his silence. Like Wrath is a character that pretty much entirely revolves around his knockup. His knockup is really powerful, and the silence kind of is literally just icing on the cake for Wrath. He doesn't really power spike well in like late game, but in team fights, if you get the knockup at the right time, that it gives your team so like it almost puts your team almost 3 seconds ahead of the other team. Well, not really, but depending on what characters they have, like a silence doesn't really matter too much against like Boulder, or I mean Isaac can be hurt a lot, but certain characters don't really care about silences. But characters that do, like Arendi or who else? Deandy, characters like that who really need their skills. The silence is just so nice on him. Reyna. I don't play Reyna too much, but definitely I'd say it's between her health shield on the left, Vital Protocol, and her cleanse. The thing about Reyna is she needs to get to level 4 to be able to properly heal, and even then, she can only put out 1 heal for about 10-11 seconds, which is like, I'd say like if you had 2 supports, then I'd say her cleanse is way easily better. But as a solo support, which is what you're going to see most of the time, like double support comps aren't really too common in Battleborn right now. But if they were, I heard her in terms of value, her cleanse is definitely really good. But her heal is just like the shield. How much is the shield? The shield level 1 is 225. and you know the cleanse is just it's like the only cleanse of the game, I believe, and I learned about it only like a year or so ago. Really, really powerful. Shane, I don't play Shane that much, but probably a stun for Shane. Yeah, it's really a shame because a lot of time, like Shane's a character that you can like. There's really only two play styles on Shane. You can either like sit passively because like she's a character that you can really easily just sit back with the right comp and just throw boomerangs the whole game. If someone pushes out, you stun them, your team punishes, and that's a game. Super super slow, passive, boring game, you know. But I mean, she's an initiator, so she has a cloak, you know. Like I was saying, there's two play styles. You can either play really passive, or you can play aggressive, like how she's supposed to be, like how she's intended, I believe, right? Obviously, just cloaking around, getting behind people, and stunning them. Because it's like I feel like she's so underrated as an initiator. Because if you have the stun, you essentially have a, like I mean you stun behind you cloak and get the stun off on someone. You do a little bit of melee damage. That's a free like I mean just Shane alone. That's a free like 500 600 damage, and you have a 2-second stun. And it's really easy if you get like a support. Like Alani is a really easy character to die. If you get on Alani, all your team needs to do is push up a little bit, and that's a dead Alani like that. Yeah, you know, she's a really good initiator. I just feel like she is like just overshadowed by like the main CC tanks, like Montana, Kelvin, Boulder, those guys. She's easily more value when like Montana or Kelvin are banned. I went over that in my tier list. Thorn. I did go over Thorn as a whole in my last episode. You can see that on YouTube, or I think it's still on Twitch. Thorn. It's either her bleed or her curse arrow. Either one. In terms of just being way hyper value, the bleed for sure. It's probably her best. I mean, the curse is just really nice for like you always want to throw the curse down before you throw her ult on someone, and it's like the curse at level 4 just allows her to just be. I don't know the word. I don't know what the right word is. Like the way you want to use her ult obviously is get her passive nature's curse and then throw the ult. And her volley, right? Curse volley just lets you do that really easily. Okay, Toby. I've been playing Toby a lot recently. Been getting into learning him. Yeah, Toby's in my. So I have like a couple of notes on like what I would do to like change people. I'd give his shield way more health, and then I'd reduce. I have right here on the notes it says reduce arc mine damage. Because on paper, like Toby's arc mine, like this, a crazy amount of damage. When you think about it, it's kind of hard to read right here on my TV, but it says 80 damage for 8 seconds, and then afterward it explodes, which is like, what? So like, why does this guy need that much damage? You know? And then on top of that, like at level 1, he gets a free 25% increase on all of his damage. I mean, on his railgun shots. It's like at level 1 he can do. I don't really remember, but I think it's like 300, 310 around that at base, and it's like that's ridiculous. Because I'm like Marquis, he's the other like main sniper. He only does like 200 per shot at level 1, you know. I mean, it depends on the player. I've gotten used to using the slow. Uh, Sir Walrus Crow has taught me. I mean, I've just gotten used to the slow because that's how he plays it, and I've gotten used to it. Most Tobys take the stun. I mean, it depends on your play style. Like if you're a stun Toby, then stun's probably his best. But if you're, yeah, stun's probably his best. The best offense is also really good. What else? Heart Piercer is also really good. Yeah, stun's probably his best for just value. I believe he's the only damage character that has like a hard stun. I mean, Isaac has his, but his is just a 1 second. But a full-on 2 second stun, Toby. I'm pretty sure he's the only one. Before. Then Whiskey, I've been playing him a decent amount. Whiskey's best choice is probably Swiss cheese. I'm thinking about it. I'll go over it afterward. But yeah, his combat rhythm gives him 25% extra damage, and Swiss cheese gives him another 25. But it's like Oscar Mike gets both of that in his base kit at level 1 for 15 for half of his bullets, you know, and then at level 5 you get it for all of your bullets, which is like Mike gets that free basically it's essentially free 50% extra damage. While Whiskey like has to actually work for it. He has to get a kill, and then he has to apply Swiss cheese, you know. Whiskey should just in his base kit have more damage than Oscar Mike. And then I'd probably, I mean, if I was to change it, I'd give him, what is it? Flak back. Gives him like an actual escape, kind of. I'd give him that at like level 2, probably level 1 or 2, so he can have an actual escape, because he's like the only damage character that has no means of escaping. You know, he's really easy to dive. That's how I change him. Swiss cheese is probably his best. Huh, okay. Do you have anything else?
I'm looking real good.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely more I wanted to talk about. I don't know. What overall the best choice of each character? That was pretty good. I need to figure out more things to talk about. Like it'll be way easier when I have someone else. Cause like me personally, I'm not the best at like keeping a conversation going. You know, I'm the person that like sits back and listens. But I mean, I just talk for an hour, and if I have stuff to talk about, then yeah, I can keep talking. But if it's just if I didn't go into all these characters, I probably wouldn't have been able to go for an hour. But yeah, I need to figure out more things to talk about. Probably winding down here. But in terms of the game, looking forward, definitely I'm gonna have like almost everything I need for playing on Xbox. I just need to get more gear on Friday. If they're doing Xbox 10s, I'll definitely get on that and play with them. The only thing is I've got to know if there's a good way to like just grind or to get platinum or credits, because I don't have like the DLC characters unlocked over there, And the other one I'm really worried about is Alani, because I know Alani gets picked a lot. So I need to figure out how I can just unlock her. Because I'm pretty sure if you don't have her unlocked, then your team can't pick her. If they're not streaming doing 10s, then I'll probably, and if PS4 pubs are dead, then I'll probably just stream grinding on Friday. It'll be better than sitting in a lobby for 2 hours, and it's for a good cause, because I'm getting gear that I need to play on Xbox. Xbox 10s look really fun. Anything else I gotta say? Ooh. Not really. Working on stuff. Got this Montana emote. Looks amazing. This emote looks so good. Look at it. Everybody look at it. Yeah, that should do it. Got my YouTube right there in the bottom left. Want to check me out? It's been really slow on Battleborn, obviously, trying to get gameplay / content, but I do have like montages and stuff that I like to that I make on there. Got a couple of Destiny videos on there, mostly Battleborn. Baba G's right there. That should do it. Is anyone else streaming? Nah, I'll probably just end. Whoa. Thanks for chilling. This was unexpected because I did not expect to talk this well by myself. Oh my god. I was not expecting to talk this well by myself. I was planning to have Traveler on, but he couldn't make it today. But hopefully next time we can. We can dive into way more interesting things, more diverse stuff when he's here, because he's way better at doing like podcast topics than I am. I'm a good like follow-up person in the conversation, but not like just creating stuff. But yeah, thanks for chilling. We will return on Friday for either grinding, probably not PS4 pubs, or Xbox 10s. Xbox 10s for the first time. That should be fun if they do. Well, I already said it. I'll say it again. Thanks for chilling, cooling. I will return. Y'all have a good night. Stay dandy. And peace out.